Hey everyone, it's Ariel Helwani in Cleveland.
And my ability. But I think deep down, you know, I see him breathing right now. I see it through his shirt.
And that just comes through knocking people out. I'll never stop and I'll never trade it in for nothing. And this is why I dedicate myself to the sport, because of all the opportunities that it's blessed me with.
He's the perfect body to add content to my highlight reel. He fits the part. He's buff. He's got the belts, the name, the pay-per-view sellability. You know, he just acts like a gangster, you know, when shit goes down.
Nothing to hide, and I'm gonna break it straight down the pipe for you, face to face.
Heyday as he's ever gotten. So for him to go out and say that, it's, you know, it's a little disrespectful, but I get it, you know. He's just coming up with any insult he can as part of the game. However, I do really care. You know, I want to create a fighters union, if possible.
Think like that, if and when I'm here, I fight my way through. Simple matter, as I said, it's not a complicated situation.
Jake Paul talks fast, trying to sound tough, but his words come off shaky. Anthony Joshua remains calm, steady, and focused. While Paul pushes with volume, Joshua controls the moment simply by standing firm and not reacting.
How uneducated you are or delusional you are to go out and say that I don't care about fighter pay when I gave you the biggest payday.
Anthony Joshua speaks with calm confidence, saying Jake Paul's talk doesn't faze him. He emphasizes his mental strength and notes the pressure showing on Paul's face. Joshua stays steady, knowing that a calm, focused mind wins big fights. Before we throw the next punch, check the description for the best testosterone booster deals with huge discounts.
I'm not fussed. I'm not worried about this guy or the next guy or the next guy. The people that I'm worried about is the people with the championship belts. It's the only people I have to worry about.
Okay.
That's the reality. That's why I don't faze, and that's why I don't let whatever he says get to me, or why I'm worried about him when I'm in his presence.
He seems mentally stronger than any opponent you've boxed.
Who Kevin Johnson was talking about, way low.
Anthony Joshua says this fight is about staying sharp and keeping UK boxing's energy alive. He wants to stay busy and give fans thrilling nights. His voice radiates purpose and focus, while Jake Paul still looks unsure. Joshua moves with experience, planning every step with calm confidence.
So this is a nice one to keep, a nice buffer to keep us ticking over. And it's important for me to stay busy. It's important for me to continue to kind of bring some thrilling nights for heavyweight boxing in the UK. And that's just what it's about. They're the two reasons why I thought I'm not going to wait. Continue to bring thrilling nights to heavyweight.
Duke McKenzie says Anthony Joshua isn't underestimating Jake Paul. He highlights the huge gap between a trained athlete like Joshua and someone inexperienced. Duke points out that Paul looks like a wannabe in the ring, while Joshua's skill and power make him extremely hard to hit.
I don't think Anthony Joshua would take Jake Paul lightly any way, shape or form, and it'd be so easy to hit. You're talking about a trained athlete.
Tony Bellew says this fight is on a whole different level of danger. Jake Paul might think he can handle Joshua, but Bellew stresses Joshua is no ordinary opponent. Experienced, powerful, and disciplined, Anthony can overwhelm Paul, who has never faced a top heavyweight. Any overconfidence from Jake will be punished.
Money talks, as they say.
Money talks and bullshit walks. We all know that phrase. We've all seen it, but this is another level. This is a really dangerous. He ain't fighting a granddad. He isn't fighting a grandfather. It's absolute lunacy. It's insane. It's dangerously insane.
Wade Plemons highlights how ridiculous it is to think Jake Paul can beat Anthony Joshua. Jake even struggled against an aged Mike Tyson, barely landing punches, while Joshua is a world-class heavyweight, strong, fast, and skilled. The gap is massive. Joshua controls fights against real champions, and Jake is completely out of his depth.
This is insane to think that Jake could get to heavyweight and knock out Anthony Joshua, or even beat him, or even compete with him. I mean, Jake struggled to hurt Mike Tyson. And let's not forget, in the first part of that fight, Jake was trying to hurt Mike Tyson. He was. And Mike was dangerous. And Jake didn't want to take any risks and get knocked out by Mike Tyson. That was 58.
John Fury mocks anyone betting on Jake Paul to knock out Anthony Joshua. Joshua's power and skill make him capable of ending the fight easily, while Jake has never faced a real champion. No hype or big bet changes the reality. Anthony Joshua's experience, strength, and precision make him the true threat in the ring.
So he's going to bet £1 million on Jake Paul knocking out Joshua.
This is what I'm saying. How does that work?
He can't, can he?
Anthony Joshua could knock Jake Paul out with his dick. So if it goes any other way, you know.
You give me a headline there, by the way.
If it goes any other way, you know it kicks up.
Eddie Hearn warns that Jake Paul cannot underestimate Anthony Joshua. Joshua's power, speed, and skill make him a serious threat. Anyone stepping in the ring with him risks real danger. Jake Paul may be confident, but Joshua's experience, timing, and strength make this a fight no one should take lightly. This is not for show. It's a true test of skill and courage.
This is like that. But I said to Jake Paul, you ain't in a box, mate, and this ain't David Blaine. I said, so just be careful, because AJ will take your head clean off your shoulders, and it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And you take on that responsibility, and we all have to. So we got to think about that. But this is Anthony fighting a top 50 cruiserweight in the world. It's not something that we would normally do.
Yeah.
But
Jake Paul talks big, calling Anthony Joshua a dumbass and claiming he's easy work. But Joshua's calm, focused demeanor at the face-off says it all. Words don't beat experience or skill. Anthony Joshua is disciplined, measured, and in complete control. Jake Paul's overconfidence won't survive the ring. Every punch from Joshua is precise, powerful, and backed by mental strength. Confidence and real ability are in completely different leagues.
Yeah, man, you know, he's a dumbass, and so it's gonna be apparent on Saturday when he's the one that gets knocked out. I mean, genuinely, fighters always say this, there's the back and forth, but Piers, I'm being so honest, man, this guy is easy work.
Roy Jones Jr. notes that Anthony Joshua is calm, focused, and disciplined all week long. While Jake Paul talks and brags, Joshua stays steady, showing true champion mindset. His calm energy lets him plan, avoid mistakes, and strike at the perfect moment. Jake Paul's noise doesn't faze him. Experience and mental strength give Joshua the edge inside the ring.
Yeah, just going through the motion, he's serious about it, you know, so I liked it.
Yeah, like his energy was like very calming throughout the week.
Yes, it was until now.
Tony Bellew warns that Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua is frightening for the sport. He calls it a circus, an inexperienced fighter challenging a true champion. Joshua is disciplined, powerful, and focused, while Paul leans on hype. Bellew emphasizes that skill and experience decide fights, and Joshua has both. The sport is at risk if people underestimate the gap. Inside the ring, Joshua's talent will speak, and the circus talk won't matter.
It's frightening for the sport. It's not that it's bad, it's frightening. But listen, this isn't boxing as a sport, this is the circus.
Johnny Nelson says Jake Paul is completely out of his depth. Calling him crazy, Nelson highlights that Anthony Joshua doesn't play games. He hits hard and finishes fights decisively. Jake Paul's hype and showmanship mean nothing against a world-class heavyweight. The payday might tempt Paul, but Joshua brings real skill, power, and mental strength no social media star can match. Nelson makes it clear, this fight is serious, and Joshua's dominance will overshadow any noise Paul makes outside the ring.
Because Jake Paul is crazy. If he thinks he can get it with Anthony Joshua, former two-time heavyweight champion of the world, and play tiddlywinks, I don't think AJ plays touch. He plays knock.
Jake Paul admits Anthony Joshua is tough, durable, and keeps coming even when hurt. He recognizes Joshua's ability to fight through pain and remain dangerous, pointing out how he wobbled Daniel Dubois. Despite looking for holes to land big shots, Paul cannot close the gap in skill or experience. Joshua has faced real champions, adapts effortlessly, and controls fights with calm intelligence. Paul's acknowledgement shows this challenge goes far beyond hype or social media bravado.
Definitely a bit chinny. He's durable, he gets back up, he knows how to fight when he's hurt, and he's still dangerous when he's hurt. He's dropped people, he's wobbled Dubois when he had been dropped multiple times, so he's very tough. He's very, very, very tough, but I do see holes where I can land big shots.
This fight isn't just hype. It's Anthony Joshua showing why he's a true heavyweight champion. Every face-off and interview highlights his skill, power, and mental strength, qualities Jake Paul cannot match. Paul can talk, brag, and look for openings, but Joshua stays calm, focused, and ready to control the fight from the first bell. The gap between a world-class athlete and a social media star has never been clearer. Joshua's experience and discipline will dominate every exchange. If he wins, it's a reminder of why real champions earn their status. If Jake Paul somehow shocks the world, it would be a huge surprise, but it's unlikely. Are you backing Joshua or thinking Paul can pull an upset? Share your thoughts below and join the debate with fans worldwide.